This is Caffeine and Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
All right, Jenny, what's the hot topic today?
Okay, so a couple of episodes ago, we kind of touched on why social media is important and how it affects small business owners in general, but especially HVAC contractors. So, our hot topic is focused all around social media and why it's important to be involved in doing it.
Okay.
Today.
I'm excited.
I know. So, I feel like in some aspects, I'm a little bit like on some platforms, I'm a pro, and then there are some platforms that I don't really participate in. And so, hopefully, you can carry the ball for those. I do have some notes though, so
Okay.
we will. So, let's first talk about why it matters. So, as a small business owner, why should you have presence on social media? It's important for trust and visibility, and especially in service-based industries, which is what the industry we're in, which is great advice. Homeowners and business clients research online before choosing a contractor. I know for me, you talked about going to their website on the branding episode and kind of judging what that looks like. For me, for a lot of places, even just like for restaurants and different things like that, I'm looking at your Facebook page. I want to I want to see pictures of what you're producing, basically. You know, what kind of drinks do you have? What kind of plates are you, making? What's the inside of your restaurant look like?
You can get a feel for the environment. And there's also reviews on Facebook, right?
Yeah, there are reviews. And typically, some of them, so I kind of take the reviews on Facebook with like a grain of salt, because I feel like people are more likely to leave a bad review on Facebook than they are on like Google. I feel like there's room for good reviews.
So you think that Facebook attracts more negative reviews?
In some instances, yes, but not always. That's not always the case.
I do think it's different on different platforms because you have different types of people that use different types of platforms. Like I've noticed with reading books, a book will have much better reviews on Amazon than it will have on Goodreads. Like on Amazon, it'll be like 4.5 stars, and then on Goodreads, it'll have 3 stars.
Yeah. I feel like the tone is different for each one, and the audience participating is a little bit different too. So, but not only does it build credibility and visibility, like in my mind, if you don't have a presence on social media, it kind of deters me. Like I'm like, well, I can't even find out any information about what you're doing, or
I can see that
kind of stuff. So yeah, it can be kind of off-putting if you're not on social media at all.
Yeah, I agree.
And it can also enhance the word of mouth through digital referrals and reviews, just like you said. So it has its place to be a positive influence on your business as well. So now I want to talk about each platform and like why they're important.
Okay, but before we get into that, I think a good thing to point out is that there are some paid tools that you can use in social media, but it is a free way to get the word out about your business.
Yeah, it just takes the time and the effort to post and create the content.
Well, you can boost posts with money, and you can also, there's platforms out there where you can pay a monthly fee and you can post to all the different platforms at once.
There's also some free resources to do that too. I think it kind of limits how many platforms you can be on, but it does make it easier. So, and it's always good too to like have resources, especially, as a Carrier and Bryant dealer. You have a lot of already pre-made content that's easy to push and post and get out there. So it's not like you have to spend, every single day creating some type of content. You should have some kind of content that's authentic and, just relative to your business.
Yeah.
But you should also be, lean into the manufacturers that you sell and install and have content based around that kind of stuff too.
And you could spend like an hour a week, going through like, this is what we're going to post on social media, and make your posts and schedule them, because you can schedule posts now on most platforms even without that service that schedules for you. So, just taking a little bit of time to do that is going to help you a lot.
Yeah, and some of the videos and content that you capture would be on site, and then some stuff I mean, there's free resources too to create some stuff. There's always like Canva and different things like that. So that makes it a little bit easier to kind of dip your feet in and see how it goes. All right, so now let's dive into the different platforms and where their place is and how they fit into business social media strategy.
Okay.
So first there's Facebook, and we've talked a little bit about that one. Community and local visibility. It's good for targeting your specific community, engagement, reviews, ads. Good for posting pictures of recent jobs, maybe like before and afters, stuff like that. Highlighting team members, so maybe birthdays or anniversaries are a good idea for Facebook. Running local promotions or giveaways. I see a lot of giveaways run through Facebook, and it helps to get your following count up. It just gives gives you more community visibility by doing stuff like that. You can always ask for your customers to leave your reviews and recommendations there. So that's a good platform to start off with. It's also a very user-friendly platform. Most of us have been on Facebook for a really long time, so we kind of know how it functions and what the tone is. Speaking of the tone, it's more like neighborly, friendly, and like approachable. So your bonus tip is to use Facebook groups to connect with local homeowners or business networking opportunities. This is a great way because I know I'm in several Facebook groups that are tied to our industry, whether it be focused on being a woman in the industry or what the guys are seeing out in the field, maybe shortages or what their complaints are about specific products. It's a good way to connect with both local and nationally.
Yeah.
And get opinions and advice and all that kind of stuff. And it really broadens, as a distributor that's local to the Southeast, it really broadens our reach in connecting with people that we might not have been able to connect with without it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point about Facebook.
Yeah, I know I've always heard the joke too that like Facebook is for old people. I must be an old person because Facebook is like my social media platform of choice.
I got off of Facebook a few years ago, and it has been kind of difficult at times because sometimes a company doesn't have a website, they only have a Facebook page, and I can't access it because I don't have Facebook. Or, I have some friends who are on Facebook and they'll send me things and I can't really see it because it's on there and they kind of restrict you. But I've thought about getting back on it just because it is kind of a nice resource for pages like that or groups, that type of thing. I'm less interested in the whole Facebook feed, like news feed thing, But, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And like you said, it's a great way to boost post and different things like that and run some sponsored ads and stuff like that that you can really fine tune and target right down to zip codes and demographics and stuff like that. So it can be really nice. So Instagram is next, visual proof and brand personality. So this one's a really good one for promoting your branding of your business.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's best for storytelling through visuals and showing quality work. It's best used for clean installations, new system setups. I like this one, behind the scenes work, like team installs, training, trucks on the road. I know we've really gotten into those Instagram reels now, and it's really kind of fun to just put together like a really quick little reel that shows what your trucks look like, and maybe a couple of your guys in the uniforms, and maybe you want to showcase the inside of your warehouse or something like that.
What I love about Instagram reels are like the trends that will happen, and I know that this comes from TikTok too, but when companies engage in those types of trends, I think it's so fun, and I love to see them do that.
I know, it kind of gives the brand like more of a playful personality, brings life to that brand. I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
So the stories are good for polls for customer input. Like, maybe you're trying to figure out if you want to start offering ductless units. Maybe that's not something that you do right now, or maybe there's IAQ and you want to educate, put a little blurb that educates about what different types of IAQ is available and which ones your customers would be most interested in. So another good way to, just connect with your customers or connect with your community even. So the tone is light, authentic, and modern, which I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely more modern than Facebook. That one's been around for a while. And then the bonus tip for this one is to use Reels to show time lapse installs or day in the life videos. I love day in the life videos.
Yeah. I think people like to watch them because they can relate to it and they can get kind of like a behind the scenes look at what your life is like.
Yeah, and like what a day, what especially maybe like what technicians go through or warehouse guys, a lot of that kind of stuff. Or maybe it's a day in the life of like installing a rooftop unit and having a massive crane come out and set the unit on top of the building, and like those kinds of things. Before I joined this industry, I would have never ever thought about how they got those units up there. I don't know that I even knew that they were there.
Yeah.
So I think it's just cool to like educate, especially people outside of the industry that maybe not know what all goes into it. And I have a new respect for it for sure after seeing all that be done before.
Right, yeah.
So next up is YouTube, education and SEO visibility. It's best for establishing authority, generating leads through how to content, which is great because I think a lot of us hop on YouTube and are like, well, obviously I can't do this myself, but let me look and see what all is involved in it. And then, I'm going to call the professional to come do it.
Yeah. So Facebook, I think, is definitely like the community aspect, and then Instagram is kind of just like a overall look kind of aspect or personality aspect of a company, and then YouTube is like the how-to, because that's where I go to for all my how-to videos.
Yeah, same for me. It is used for explainer videos. Like maybe they just want to know what SEER rating even means, because we've had some changes to SEER ratings over the last few years. And maybe they're like, well, what's that acronym mean? And maybe like they can tell us more about how they get there and how it's measured and what it all means. So
or maybe someone's studying for the EPA test and they're trying to find some videos on explaining these terms.
Great for maintenance tips, brand story videos. It's educational, helpful, and confident. Bonus tip, embed videos on your website to improve SEO and time on the page. Also, bonus tip, if your company has a podcast, it's a great place to post your podcast episodes. So you could find all of our Caffeine and Coils episodes on YouTube if you want to watch.
Yeah, if you're tired of just listening to us, you can also look at us while we're talking.
All right. This next one was a challenge for me because it is a platform that I kind of like dip my toe in, but I don't really use it. I only have an account so I can watch the videos, and that's TikTok because
same.
I'm definitely a little old lady, and I haven't really jumped fully into the TikTok pool yet. So it's trendy and creative. It is geared towards a younger audience. So that's something to be very mindful of when you're posting to TikTok. It shows personality and helps you to gain viral reach.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome. Everybody's always trying to get a little bit viral, so their content is, all that hard work is paying off.
Yeah, I like TikTok's search function, because if you go to the comments, if people are talking about something, it'll like highlight it because people have been searching for that term. And then you can click on that, and then it'll go to the search where it shows you all the videos with that term in the description or in the comments.
Okay, I didn't even know that. I've only used it. One of my neighbors was like, TikTok is my new Google. Like, that's where I go to search for stuff. And I just haven't made that leap yet, I guess.
No.
I don't know. When I can't find, if I still have questions about something I have Googled and I can't find something, sometimes I'll go there and like look it up and see if there's any more additional information. There's so much content out there though. So
yeah, it's so funny how different generations handle things differently, because I'd rather just Google it and then read a few words and then maybe watch a TikTok video if something comes up. But yeah, I would rather, to me, it's so much faster to skim a search result and see your answer on a page and click on that page rather than sit there and watch a 2-minute long TikTok video.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with
Yeah.
you there. So some of the tips they have is fun skits. So I know we've seen we did one for Halloween that was really fun. That was like the ghost, and the ghosts were just hanging out like, you know,
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
that
bit
was
of
so
everywhere.
cute.
It was really cute. Yeah, so fun skits is like a great place for TikTok.
And did our Bean Boozled video get posted on TikTok?
I think so, yeah. Okay, so we did Bean Boozled. Yeah, that was fun. So that one was really fun. But it says tips in under 60 seconds. So TikTok is like kind of famously known for kind of where our lack of attention span started, because all these videos are just super quick hit videos. So I think that's I mean, I still think that it has a place in our industry, especially, you know, just like, hey, turning your thermostat down to 30 degrees, or, you know, that's a little exaggerated, but, you know, turning your thermostat down to 58 isn't going to make it cool any faster.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you know, like just little stuff like that. HVAC myths versus facts, or just quick little maintenance tips to like, hey, here's your monthly reminder to change your filter kind of thing. Those are always good. It's fun, it's playful, and it's real. So the bonus tip is use trending sounds and formats, but stay true to your brand. So I think we all want to hop on these TikTok trends, but if it's not something that's true to your brand, I would say it's fine to skip it if it doesn't represent really your company.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, the next one is LinkedIn. So it's professional networking and commercial work. It's best for B2B connections, supplier networking, commercial projects showcasing. Used for highlighting team accomplishments, industry updates, certifications, awards, connecting with property managers, builders, and developers, which I think is great. It's the tone is professional, trustworthy, and usually considered experts are found on LinkedIn. So I think LinkedIn can be such a great resource for a business, especially, I mean, it can be used as a recruiting tool. I mean, that's always,
I get those messages all the time.
I know, yeah. Yeah. It can definitely be used in that aspect, but I think it's also, it's important too, because this is the social media platform that I'm going to if you're trying to recruit me. I want to see what kind of professional vibe you're putting off on your LinkedIn page.
I don't like LinkedIn because it tells on you for looking at people's profiles.
It does. So that's something to watch out for. That's actually like really good advice.
So
like,
embarrassing.
Because it'll be like, someone from yada yada viewed your profile, or so and so. Like sometimes it'll call out the names too to tell you who viewed your
If you
profile.
have LinkedIn Premium, it'll tell you exactly who visited
I
your
don't have
profile
LinkedIn
every
Premium.
day. I did like the 30-day trial thing when I got back on there recently, but yeah, I don't like it for that reason, because it tells all your business, and sometimes you just want to know, like, oh, who's this person? You know, you click on them, and then I'm like, great, now they just got a notification that you looked at their profile. I get so embarrassed.
Sometimes it'll be like an old coworker. I'm like, well, what are they up to now? Like, and I just want to, look and see where they're working and what they're doing now. It helps too, though. Like, it's a great place. If you post a lot as a company on LinkedIn, it's a great place to share, for your employees to share and be proud of their, the organization that they're a part of. So I know I share a good bit of Mingledorf stuff on LinkedIn.
I used to be so good about sharing our podcast posts, and then I just fell off. I feel bad.
I'm still, I feel like I'm a little bit better on Instagram, on my Hey Y'all at Jenny Instagram, than, I don't post every podcast on LinkedIn, but I definitely do it every now and then.
Yeah.
So you should get back to it.
I know.
All right, let's talk about Google Business Profile, your online reputation anchor.
Oh.
This one I would say is probably having a Google page and a business profile page on Google is probably one of the most important things, because if I'm looking up anything, any service, anything like that, you want to come up on Google.
Yeah, definitely.
And you want it to lead to your website. You want it to be connected to your social media. You want, reviews. You want your contact information all readily available there. Because people like me, I'm going to grab your phone number from your Google page, and I'm going to look at your store, you know, your open hours and stuff like that on your Google page.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I went to the mall a few weeks ago, and I was looking at someone's Google page, and it said they opened at 10 o'clock, and they never opened.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, maybe I'm crazy. So I literally checked back in 2 times, and the store just never opened. And I was like, I've never.
Did they have hours on their door?
No, they didn't. But I had never encountered that before. And I was like, maybe they're just not open on whatever day it was. It was the strangest thing to me. But anyway, so that's all really important. It's good for SEO, reviews, local discovery. It's good to post like, hey, we're going to be, maybe you're closed for Good Friday. Maybe, you know, and that's not a holiday that everybody closes for, but maybe that's an important holiday for you. And you're going to be closed for Good Friday. So you want that to show up on your Google page. It's a good place to share photos, post updates, special hours, and encourage reviews, because Google reviews, I feel like of all the reviews that you're going to find online, Google reviews are the number one. They were one of the first people to start doing it.
Yeah, that's where I go first, especially if I'm going for like a service.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking for an HVAC company or if I'm looking for anything related to service, I look at their Google reviews.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like a lot of people don't, they don't hold back. It's either good or, you know, depending on how they receive that service.
Actually,
It can be bad.
I love when there's a bad review and their owner responds and they give more context.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good thing. Like, I think it's kind of funny sometimes, but, you know, I think it's a good thing as a business owner that you can respond back and say, actually, we told you this 3 times when you called us, and, you know, whatever, you know, that they can give context to the situation so you can kind of defend yourself if you do get a bad review, or you can say, I'm so sorry that happened. Can you please call us and we'll make it right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I like seeing those too. If I see a review like that where it's the business owner apologizing and say, please call us and we can make it right for you, that gives me confidence that if I have a bad experience that they will do something to help.
Yeah.
With
No,
the
I
outcome.
completely agree. That's good. So the tone is clear, concise, and customer service focused. And the bonus tip is to treat it like a mini social feed and post regularly, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But so that's all of the platforms. I think that was probably the best overview we could give high level wise. But general best practices across all the platforms is to post consistently. And we talked about using a scheduler if you needed, which I think is a great resource. Some of them are better than others. Some of them can hit multiple platforms. Some of them don't even have a cost associated with them, depending on what your needs are.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to look into. To, you know, if you have to go in and schedule content once a week or once a day, whatever that looks like, I think that's such a good resource to use and lean on if you need it. Respond to comments and messages quickly. Use real photos of your team and jobs. Avoid too much stock imagery, which can be very difficult to do, especially if you're relying on your guys in the field to get their pictures. But I think, you know, there's good ways to incentivize for that too.
Yeah.
So highlight your expertise without being salesy. I think that's really good advice, just to, you know, kind of focus more on education sometimes than trying to make the sale. But a call to action is never a bad thing. We're in marketing, so rotate between educational, promotional, and personal content, and always include your contact info or call to action. So I think all of that's really good advice.
Yeah, and I think what I would add to that is ensure that you're posting like quality content and quality photos, because if you've got pictures where you've got a fingerprint on your lens and you took a picture of the job, like, it just looks bad. Just take a second to clean that lens off with your t-shirt and take a nice clear image. Everybody these days has, you know, pretty good camera on their phone.
On their smartphone,
So just keep those kinds of things in mind. I know not everybody is like a professional photographer, but, you know, just try to do your best to make it the best quality that you can.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that looks like, there's YouTube. You know, like you can go watch a 5-minute YouTube video on taking good smartphone photos. You know, like just kind of educate yourself like a little bit more on creating good content.
I think that's really wise advice, because nothing is going to like tarnish your reputation a little bit if as much as like having kind of like blurry photos, like you said, or, you know, customers are going to your website and your website, your social media pages, all that stuff to relate to you and to see how like what your trust level is. And that's another aspect of having social media and making an emphasis on it, is gaining your customers' trust. So, and that's just one more way to do it. And besides time, there's not a lot of cost associated with that.
Yeah. All right, is that it?
That's all I've got for today.
Okay. Well, for our ender, I have some 90s trivia.
Oh, goodness.
Because I don't know about you, but I love the 90s so much.
I do love the 90s, but I was like barely born in the 90s. So, no, I'm just kidding.
You'll know. I mean, I think you'll get most of these.
Okay.
Maybe not all of them.
Aren't the 90s coming back? Isn't that like a trend? Like,
I've seen a lot of stuff about that, yeah. Who was the author of the bone-chilling Goosebumps book series, which debuted in the 90s?
Okay, I read these books, but I have no idea who the author was.
R.L. Stein.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
I've never gotten that. No.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, this one should. I hope this is easier for you. Which popular mint brand had commercials labeling it the Fresh Maker?
The Fresh Maker?
Mm-hmm.
Altoids?
No, Mentos.
Mentos. I'm so bad at the 90s trivia. Oh my gosh.
Oh god. Okay.
You don't want me on your trivia team. Haven't we talked about this before?
Well, I thought that was like history. Because that would be my downfall.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Who hosted MTV's music video countdown show, Total Request Live?
Oh my gosh, I can see his name. Was it Tucker? No. Hold on, I can see his face. Oh my gosh.
Starts with a C.
Carson Daly?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Which infamous search engine first launched to the public in 1998?
I want to say Google, but I also want to say Ask Jeeves, kind of. Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
I do remember Ask Jeeves.
I was like an Ask Jeeves person before Google came around, so.
I was too.
Yeah. That's so funny.
All right. What was the highest grossing movie of the decade? Like, what do you think was the most popular movie in the 90s? Everybody loved it. Everybody still quotes it. Everybody still makes memes about it.
Oh my gosh. I need more context. Of the whole decade?
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. That's your hint. Big ship.
The Titanic.
Yes.
Okay.
Which 90s group is the best-selling girl group of all time?
Come
on now.
Destiny's Child?
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. I was such a fan of Spice Girls too, but I also like Destiny's Child.
They were good, but Spice Girls was the best. I mean, they were.
Which was your favorite Spice Girl? Like, which one did you dress up as?
Well, I liked, I think I liked Ginger Spice. Was that one?
Yeah. The one with red hair.
But I actually didn't like the Spice Girls.
Oh my gosh, that is like the most
I was more
Deanna
of a Destiny's Child.
It was like the most Deanna.
I did not like the Spice Girls. I've always been that way, if you know what I mean.
So
as
funny.
far as like not liking all the popular things, I didn't like it. Okay, what was the best-selling boy band of all time in the 90s?
Okay, there was a lot of boy bands. So you have NSYNC, you've got Backstreet Boys, but you've got like New Kids on the Block, and then you've got 98 Degrees.
But see, New Kids on the Block was more 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
NSYNC and 98 Degrees were more 2000s.
Okay, so it has to be Backstreet Boys then.
Yeah, it's Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
Which star athlete's trial verdict did 57% of Americans tune in to watch in October of 1995?
Okay, this has to be O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I do know that one.
And that's all I have.
I know my boy bands and my controversial trials, apparently.
I'll have to brief you before the next time I choose trivia on what topics you know a lot about.
All right.
That's all we have for you today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.